Alrighty, welcome back, boys and girls. It's your main math man, Mr. Shank, coming to you live from Mayfield. And in this specific video, we're going to be finishing up, continuing where we left off on that study guide. But I want to make sure we go to that next page on page 2. So now we're working with box plots. Again, you can use those hints and notes that are in there at the top of the page. But it's just very simply, it's saying label and identify each of the critical points that make up the given box and whisker plot. This is also called that 5-number summary. So it's just those 5 numbers that you're using to build a box plot. Again, that's where we kind of draw those vertical lines at. So you can say, all right, I have my lower extreme, which is my min. I have my lower quartile, which is Q1. I have my median, which is Q2. I have my upper quartile, which is Q3, and we have our max, or the upper extreme, on the far right. So what are those values going to be? Well, usually it's going to be more specific. Any questions that they'll give you, it's going to be right on a solid number, so that way it's not really guessing around. Unfortunately, in this example, it's a little bit different, but you can still see, okay, it's about, a little bit halfway between 15 and 20. And so we have about 17 is going to be that min, so that's our lowest value. And our lower quartile, meaning where we start our box at Q1, that's going to be 51. And so you can kind of, make notes, not only labeling what the title is, but you can also give the value for it. Now our median for the entire set, that means that middle number, that's going to be 67. And then where we end our box, it's going to be 87. And then our maximum value, meaning our largest value, is 100. Again, be sure that you're seeing this too. A lot of people are making mistakes on that max and min. Even though they see a number on here, they're like, oh, 0 is the min. It is not. Even though it's just on the given number line, we're saying, okay, where are we including it? So we're pointing out that that far left whisker is the lowest value that we have. So check off number 7. Number 8, it says approximately what percentage of students got an A, which is a 90 and above. So similar to that warm-up that we did for today, we're going to have this. So we know since each section is about 25%, then about 20% of the students got a 90 and up. And we can kind of see that by looking at it like this. So we're looking at that, we're looking at this line right here, which I can draw. I'm saying, all right, that line right there. Well, it kind of cuts that little section, a part of that section off. So we can at least say it's about, it's less than 25%, okay? And so again, it's approximation, it doesn't have to be perfect. So then for that last one, it says, if there are 20 students in the class, how many scored below 51? So again, let's find where 51 is at. So let's do that. So 51, well, that's our Q1. And using the same idea, well, that falls just on that lower quartile. So we know that this entire section, I'll highlight it, this entire section is worth 25%. So it's 25% of the entire set. So we're saying this, 25% of 20, that's equal to 5, because we do 0.25 times 20, multiply those two together, and you get 5. So then our statement is this, we say 5 students scored below 51 on the test. Again, make sure you can, pause, rewind, close caption, whatever it may be, replay it over and over again until the end of time. Moving on, it says this. It says, Billy listed the weights of students on his wrestling team, and it gives the weights there, which box and whisker plot correctly displays the data. So let's do this. Again, you want to always take your time on these, so make sure that you can see how to set them up. So what I always do first, you want to make sure that you can order those values from least to greatest. So again, I kind of go through, I check them off, and I see, okay, how many numbers do I have? I have 3, 6, 9, 12. Let me make sure one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so now that we have an even number, what's going to happen? Well, we know that when we go and try to find the median, we're going to have to take the middle two numbers and divide by 2. So let's see, I'm going to kind of check off the ones that we use, one by one. What are we going to get in the middle? And we should, since we have an even number, we should end up with 2 numbers in the middle. And don't panic, it is okay. We have our 5 numbers to the right, 5 numbers to the left, and so that we're looking for a number right in between 101 and 105. So let's see what we can find. Well, we take and add those two together, divide by 2, and so we end up with 206 divided by 103, or sorry, 206 divided by 2. So we're going to say right in the middle of that, and let me move this back over, we're going to say right in the middle is that 103. So that's going to be our median. So now right away I can say, okay, is any of the answer choices, does any of them not have a median of 103? And so if we look in there, we can say, hey, I can see right there, I can eliminate, and I'll put a red X on it, I can eliminate this one, because if you see that median for that box plot is 105, which is not our case, and so we can eliminate it. All right, so now what can we do? Well, let's see, we have the max and mins are all the same, so we know we're good. Again, since we have that even number, even though we use that 101 and 105, you want to make sure that you're including it when you're trying to find the lower and upper quartiles. And so, okay, we're going to say this. We're going to take, let me do like this. We're going to say, all right, this is our lower half, and this is our upper half. What's going to be our Q1, meaning our median of the lower half? What's going to be that? Well, again, you can eliminate those values one by one. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, since we have another even number, it's okay. We still know how to do it. Take those middle two and add them together and divide by 2. So let's see. We're going to take that 89 and 94, and this is going to be our, so let's label this. This is going to be our Q1. This is going to be, again, our Q2. And so let's see, is there any values that doesn't really have? Oh yes, we can see. If we look at, again, we're looking at where that start of the box is at, so that, that left side of the box, you can see, hey, this is below 90, so it cannot be this box plot. Again, if you're able to do like 1 or 2 things for any problem, you're able to eliminate any part of those answer choices. Make it a little bit simpler for yourself. All right, down to the final 2. We got a 1v1 situation. What are we going to do? So we're going to say, all right, well, I want to find that median of the upper half, meaning our quartile 3, or our upper quartile. Again, same idea. Get 2 numbers in the middle and get the average of those 2. So we're going to add those 2 together, and we should end up with that 116.5, and that's going to be our Q3. So that's where our right side of our box is at. And if you notice, hey, what doesn't match up? This one does not match up, because we see that, hey, it lands right on 120. We know we are the champions. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.